Okay. Okay, so this is the meet and greet for HITT 1311. I am now fixing to share my screen. Let me see if I can get there. Share one. Okay, and let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. I just got to move my... Oh, okay, there it goes. Sorry. I'm not having very good luck today.
No problem.
Okay, move. I swear. Oh, WebEx does not like me. I always have more problems in it than most. Okay. Okay, so HRPC 1311, the reason why I'm recording the video is for anybody who was unable to attend due to the times. I selected this time because it's what's easiest for me as far as my daughter goes, because I'm a single mom during the week. And so I just kind of wanted to go over a few things and show you all some of the things in their introduction module. I have some students who are type A. They'll go in and read every single thing. And then I have others that they just don't seem to read instructions at all. So I like to make myself available to go over everything. Every time a module, the first thing you'll see on the introduction is the announcements. The announcements were for subscription, so every time I post an announcement, they will automatically go to your voicemail. I meant to your email. Sorry, to your emails. And so just make sure and check your emails and Moodle every single day or every other day at the minimum. The thing I use the announcements for the most, or like for students who might be graduating, when it's time for registration, or whenever every time I give feedback on assignments after to the overall group, not just individual. I give individual feedback per assignment, but I also like to give overall feedback from the things that I picked out of everybody's work and share it with everybody. And once modules are graded, that's that. Um, the welcome. It just basically states everything. All my students have already been a check-in. The reason why I didn't do my meet and greet in this class the first week, because it was a welcome week. It was an easy week. My other classes they hit the ground running the very first day of classes, but this one, and I have another one that I've saved for this week because the first modules are pretty simple. Um, Virtual office hours, this is something that you're going to see at the beginning of every module, and this is just it's time that I've set aside to make myself available to y'all. And this does not mean that we cannot meet any other time or that you cannot reach out to me. Like, in the mornings or at night, I do ask that you don't text or call after 9 p.m. In the top of my instructor course, or the top of the course has my instructor information. It says text or call after 5, but just as long as you don't text or call after 9, I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm a night person, so it's usually pretty late before I go to bed, but and then what else? And then the meet instructor, if you want to read something about me, important course documents. The main one I like to point out, of course, y'all had to do the syllabus and student handbook agreement. If y'all haven't done that, please go in and do that. That is in the Welcome Week module. But the most important is the due date list. I like to provide y'all due date lists so that way y'all can print them out and check off as you go. And this is just an easy handout for y'all to print if y'all like to. I have some that like to put it in calendars, some that like to put it in phones, and which Moodle does offer a feature when you're from the home page in Moodle. It tells you what's coming up and what's due. Um, and then when I talk about modules, so here's the introduction, and we've already done Module 1. We're currently on Module 2. And then anytime, whenever you log into the course, it's automatically going to take you to the most current module. So you'll have to maneuver to the other ones to get information. And why I'm up here, the HEMA Virtual Lab. This is something that's going to be open through the whole semester up until August 4th, which is right before the final project begins. And this just to get you in there and get you into 2 different applications and just let you do a lot of fun stuff, learning with different applications that are available. And then also in this class, we have a e-portfolio assignment. If you haven't seen it from your last semester or it's something that's new to you, just go and read everything and make sure. And I've provided a link to my e-portfolio. That way, so y'all can go in and see what it's about. Um, this is not a graded assignment, as this is something that is beneficial for y'all. Um, at the end of your full curriculum, whether you're in the certificate or the associate, you will be able to have artifacts, dash assignments that can showcase to a prospect employer the things that you've completed throughout the program. And you'll probably see this in several of your courses. And then in the cert, you might not see it in as many, but in the associate route, you will. But again, it's really simple. I love playing with my ePortfolio and adding stuff as I get it, and it's something again that you can showcase to prospect employers just to show them some of the stuff that you've done.
All right.
Okay. And then additional information. Go in, read the general tips. Some of the stuff might seem like I'm repeating it, but it's because it's important. Um, Go in and make sure you see how to save your assignments, how to save everything. Because we have the reason why we stress the way to save your work is because we have some instructors that once you get to their classes, they might print out the assignments. And if there's no name on it, then that's 20-point deduction. And so they have to go and guess whose it is again. And so just always make sure and save your work and always put your name on your assignment. Um, when it comes to saving your work, my strongest suggestion is within folders. In your folders, whenever you build, where's that come? Like build folders for each course, and like I'll show you an example of mine. Um, So I'll just pull up my fall 18. But see how I have each course that I teach? So as a student, build a folder for each course that you're in. And this allows you, because a lot of classes you might be on the same module at the same time, because we require module number, assignment number, first initial, last name. And if you save it in with different folders, it does not confuse the computer about you overriding another assignment that you have named exactly like that. So if you'll utilize folders like that, and you'll know what class you're in, what class you're supposed to submit, and what module and assignment number, and then that keeps everything straight and assists the student in not submitting the wrong assignments. Um, all the other stuff within this area of the general or additional information is just like bits and pieces pulled out of the syllabi just to give you, it's basically highlights some of the most important stuff in the syllabi. So when you're having difficulties, remember there's information right here, how to use Moodle if you're struggling or a new student, or one that's not used to online applications. Three before me, before asking questions, always, try to actually solve the problem and work the problem out before you reach out for help, because that'll make you a stronger student, and it'll help in the long run. Okay, in the APA format, some of the assignments in this course do require APA format, especially anything medical related, um, especially when you're dealing with healthcare. The top format is going to be APA. I have provided resources for this citation machine is awesome. I used it through my bachelor's, and it will build the APA format for you. And it's great. And then a majority of the assignments, though, I ask that when you do or get any information from any other additional source, either share the working link where you received it, or at least cite it. Even if it's not asked for and you cite another resource, please make sure to share your resource with a link. All written assignments and everything are ran through Smalley Tools, which is a plagiarism site. And so it picks up anything usually on the website I love it, where you can get most information. And this is just a small study skills video that I've shared with y'all. We do like to include connect with classmates, because even though this is online, a lot of students choose online because they don't like the interaction with other people, or it's easier for them. I do have some students in each, you know, in each course where they stand out, and uh, you can tell that they like to be involved or interact with others. And then some so much don't. So those ones of you that you're strong, if you would post questions, because every module there's a question board.
Mm-hmm.
And then this will prevent repetitive questions from other students. And then also this gives the courage to the ones who might not be so outgoing and are more introverted, and give them the comfortableness to reach out and post stuff too and respond. Um, in every course, y'all have noticed I do have let me go to module 2. In every single course in this, or every module in this course, you will have a discussion board. The discussion boards, make sure and watch the due dates, because most modules in this course are 2 weeks, and I think only the first week and then the finals project week are the only weeks that are 1 week. So your initial discussions are always due by the Sunday of the first week, and then you have another 7 days to reply to 2 other students on 2 different days.
Okay.
Okay. And then something we're working with a team called iDesign. So if you were here last semester, you wouldn't have seen all these headers and stuff like this. You might have in the beginning classes, but it's something new um, that we're laying out just so it can kind of break it down with the purpose of exactly what you're doing.
All right.
And let me go to another module. I think it's 4. I'll say module 3 is where we will actually start using near perfect. EHR Go. That's what it used to be called. Module 4. In module 4, I'm starting to try to add in a bunch of interactive activities. These are not required to read, but it gives you a more clear understanding of the actual material that you're covering in the chapter. But I mean, and it seems like a lot. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's just if you're interested, I just like to give additional resources to give a more in-depth understanding of the material, because this is a tough class, and whenever it comes to writing and the assignments, and I'm not saying I'm a tough instructor because I'm not, but when it comes to the answers, please make sure in all the assignments that your answers are complete, thorough, and that I can see that you actually understand the material.
Okay.
Okay. Um, and then, like I said, modules every 2 weeks. There's going to be anywhere between um, there's a discussion anywhere between 3 and 5 assignments. That sounds a lot. Don't let it intimidate you. If you look at, let me go to like this one. Once we start using EHR Go, like this one is 45 minutes. There might be 4 of them, and they take no more of a completion time. I think the biggest completion time I have on one is 2 hours, and it's either going to be by itself or with one other one. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed when you see all of the information that's laid out there.
All right.
Okay, and again, just reach out to me. I love assisting students. My communication is the number one thing in an online program. We cannot see when y'all are struggling, so we ask that y'all reach out to us. And I love giving guidance to my students and talking to them and building relationships and trying to give them information about what they're learning in more layman terms than what the actual questions are asking. So please just remember, reach out to me with any questions.
All right.
Okay, let me see if that's all. Yeah, I think I've covered anything. How's everything going?
Good. I did have one question for you.
Okay.
On the V Lab, are
Mhm.
we supposed to already go ahead and set that up or what?
You can, because it is open all the way from the first day of class till August 4th.
Okay.
If you have your subscription, I would go ahead and get it. Are you new to the program, or did you transfer to us from Harlingen?
Well, I did the first part of this particular program with Miss Stotts last semester.
Okay, so what class were you in? 1204?
That's a good question. I
IT
don't
for health
remember.
professionals?
Uh,
If
I
you did
forgot what it was
IT for
called.
health professionals, then you should still have subscription to VLab.
Okay. My VLab actually did run out because I'd also had it prior to that in another semester with Mrs. Wallace.
Okay, in
And
1253.
so, right. And
Okay.
so it
Well,
had
it
ran
is a
out.
year submission. I mean, it's a
Uh-huh.
year. I mean, it's a year. So, like, if you did 1204, say in fall of 18, and then did Wallace's 1253 in spring of 19, and then you're here in summer, it should still be activated. But if you lapse taking this class between that full year period, then you might have to repurchase it. Um,
Okay.
Something great that VLab is doing now is a subscription will now last 2 years instead of 1 year. Unfortunately, the ones that have already had to purchase it, it's not going to work that way for them. But it's great, for those that have to take these three classes because these are the only three classes through our whole curriculum where VLab is utilized.
Okay.
And but you can purchase it either through VLab or HEMA, which is going to be cheaper.
I actually already have it. I got it when I did all my books through the
Okay, you did.
bookstore. So
Okay.
I just didn't know if it was time to go ahead and make sure that we had it set up or.
That's completely up to you. And like I
Okay.
said, I have an activation just like we did on our EHR Go where you did a screenshot.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you log in, it'll show VLab and it'll say active threat. A
Uh-huh.
simple screenshot of that. Um, and if you want to start getting in like weeks whenever you get ahead, because I know like by the time we get, because there's only 8 modules in this course, and it might be 7. Let's look. Yeah, there's only 7 modules. So,
Okay.
um, and everything is 2 weeks. So if you get done in time, try
Mhm.
to get in here and do it because there's 3 from Edco, and what you're going to notice is you might have already done 1 and I think 3 in 1204. And if you did, just upload that screenshot. You don't have to do it again.
All right.
Okay. And then, but all the other ones, and then Dr. Chrono, sometimes even getting activated in that it can kind of be somewhat fussy. But I have provided the right here, the customer support, and they'll be able to help you get everything going. But there's 7 actual activities within here.
Okay.
And they're simple. They're not time. I mean, they're somewhat time consuming, but they're nothing that's complicated. Complicated.
Okay. So do these have particular due dates? Because I noticed on your screen it shows August or
Yep.
whatever.
Every single thing in this module, I'm giving you until completely up until the end of module 7, right here, till August 4th to get all of it done. So you have all this time to
Okay.
get
And
all of it.
then, but it is going to be a graded situation when it's
It's
all
for
completed?
yes, ma'am. All activities are going to be combined in the 10% of your overall grade.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And then so when you go into like when you go into VLab, you'll see all these different applications. And then EDCO I think is like the third or fourth one, or Dr. Chrono third or fourth, and I think EdCom or SOCOM is like 6 or 7. Anyways, when you hit the drop down buttons on those and you'll log in and you'll be able to see that whenever you click on the activity, if you've completed it before, it'll show you click on attempts, and then
Mhm.
the percentage weighted grade of what you got out of the overall 100 will be the grade that I take.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That was something I was going to ask you is if we could keep doing it over and over until.
Well, my directions say one time,
Uh-huh.
but if it will assist you in practice and apply, then I don't care because that's something new I've started doing even in my other classes. Like when you get to my coding and reimbursement class, um, when we start using MindTap, which is a simulation lab for billing and coding, I'll have unlimited attempts just
Okay.
because to me, if you learn what you're doing wrong and then correct it over and over, that's how you learn.
Right.
So if you have more than one attempt, I won't count it against you.
All right. Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. All right.
Okay. Well, do you have any other questions?
That's all I can think of right now.
Okay. Well,
So.
I'm sad you're my only one that joined.
Well, it was
And
nice to meet you. I
yes,
mean,
ma'am, you too. And 5:30 is a hard time, but like I said, my daughter goes to tutoring at 4. I mean at 5, and so I
mhm.
have to haul back here because I like to do it at the office because I like my double monitors. Because I need to get me a monitor for home, but I come back all the way up here and do it while she's at tutoring from 5 to 7. So
Right. All right.
it's just easier. She's 8, but she's still in the background. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But
So, Okay, well, I'm going to stop recording and we can keep chatting
Alrighty.
if you want. Let me
Okay.
pull recorder, stop.